Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be talking about those multiple upcoming snowstorms as well as a very major potential snowstorm in the long range. Anyway, before I get into this video, be sure to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more weather-related content. For today's comment of the day, I want to know, do you think this major snowstorm has any chance of happening? Let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are, and I'll be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Let's get straight into this video, and snowstorm number 1, we can actually use our NAM 3KM model, which is a very high-resolution model, because this one is already ongoing, and this one's actually going to be maybe one of the more major ones here. We can already see pretty moderate snowfall ongoing there for mountainous regions of West Virginia and through Maryland and Pennsylvania, as well as a little bit of western New York there as well, seeing some of that heavier snowfall. We have some heavy rainfall going on for North Carolina, Virginia, the Delmarva, and even up through New Jersey as well. This is all going to come together by the time we're reaching this afternoon, about 2 p.m. or so here on Friday, November 26th. You can see some snowfall going on for northeastern Pennsylvania there, southern New York, kind of going to call it the Catskills region there, because that's a majority of what that region is. There, moderate to heavy snowfall ongoing. We can definitely tell there is some lake effect enhancement ongoing, and that could lead towards much higher totals for those regions for sure. The White Mountains of New Hampshire, or basically the northern half there of the state of New Hampshire, is seeing some moderate to heavy snowfall as well. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit further, and we can really see closely into the New England states, a lot of the northeastern states as well in this viewpoint. This is going to be about 3 p.m. this evening, and as you can see, a lot of New York seeing some moderate to heavy snowfall, but we also see, especially there in the Berkshires of Connecticut, Massachusetts, and then even southern Vermont, seeing a lot of that heaviest snowfall, in my opinion, and even up through the Green Mountains. Now, again, talking about the White Mountains, we can see regions of northern New Hampshire also seeing very heavy snowfall, and then regions of western Maine. They're anywhere kind of pretty far from the coast is seeing some pretty good snowfall by this point, as you can see. 994 millibar nor'easter developing just near Nantucket, Cape Cod, and Martha's Vineyard as well. By this point, things only escalate by the time we're reaching about 8 p.m. this evening. You can see heavy snowfall for the Berkshires there. Also, the Adirondacks, the Green Mountains, and the White Mountains still. A lot of Connecticut, a lot of Rhode Island, and most of Massachusetts seeing snowfall by this point, and even more regions there in Maine as well, seeing some of that heavy snowfall. So this is going to be a New England exclusive, but we are going to see quite a bit of snowfall with this one. It's a classic snowstorm, in my opinion, here as we move into the nearly winter months here as we approach December. This is a very classic early season snowstorm. And by the time we're reaching about 11 p.m., you can see Boston is finally getting into some of that moderate to heavy snowfall. They're going to see a bit less because of that rainfall that will be going on prior to this. Obviously, that's going to make it harder for that snowfall to stick. And you're just going to get less time with snowfall overall. But still, the Green Mountains, the Adirondacks, the Berkshires, the White Mountains, and even northern Maine have been seeing moderate to heavy snowfall for hours and hours by this point. It wouldn't even surprise me if a lot of regions in here are approaching 10 inches, maybe, especially mountainous regions. And even by the time we're reaching about 4 a.m. here on Saturday, November 27th, tomorrow, you can see that we do have some of that moderate to heavy snowfall still sticking around. And by the time I reach 2 p.m. tomorrow, you can see this one is going to be drawing to an end. There will still be some snowfall showers ongoing, but really it's going to be ending by this point. And especially by the time we reach 8 p.m., there might be some flurries around, but pretty much all said and done. Total snowfall just for this snowstorm. If you're anywhere in the grays, it's about a dusting, if anything. Lighter blues are going to be your 1 to maybe 6 inches of snowfall. Purples is going to be 6 to 10. Pinks is going to be 10 to 20. And we can see some of those pastels in there for some of the Berkshires there, Green Mountains and White Mountains as well. That is where we're at 20 inches plus for some of those mountain tops. Now, with the warmer ground temperatures, with some of that rain trying to mix in, you can kind of cut these totals down. And in the higher amounts, probably about 5 inches you can cut off of this. But in your purples and darker pinks, better yet, is around 10. If you're in the 6 to 10 here, you might be closer to 4 to 8, just because of some of those conditions that are going to lead towards a little bit of melting. But overall, I mean, probably the biggest snowstorm for these regions of the year so far. And as we head towards our next storm, which is going to be starting out already by the time we are reaching about 8 p.m. on Saturday or tomorrow. We're going to see a clipper system moving down through Wisconsin and Michigan already. And this one is going to head towards the mid-Atlantic, bringing some lighter snowfall, as you can see, never really getting those darker blues. Still the Great Lakes seeing some of that as well. And this one just kind of hangs out because by the time we reach about 2 p.m. here on Sunday, it's really looking stagnant, not really changing too much, just some snow showers. Same story by 5 a.m. on Monday. So unless something changes with this one, it is looking like more of a much lighter snowfall event, but longer lived. There might be some snow showers and flurries around for multiple days. 2 a.m. on Tuesday, November 30th, you can see still some flurries and snow showers for Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and some of the surrounding states as well by that point. Now, by the time we reach about 6 a.m. on December 1st, I would say we do have some of that lighter snowfall ongoing for the Northeast still, but really, I mean, it is still really just a lighter snowfall event and not really accumulating too much probably, unless there's already some snowfall on the ground where you're at, which for New England there will be likely. And by the time we reach about 6 a.m. here on Saturday, and this is going to be December 4th, this is where our very major long-range snowstorm begins. We see a massive trough. Actually, the European model here in the long range is calling for basically what I can only refer to as a polar vortex heading into the eastern half of the country. And whether this will really happen or not still remains a question because it is in the long range. But if this does occur, I mean, I looked at it this morning, and the first thing I thought when I saw the temperature anomalies is I was like, yep, there's going to be a big snowstorm going on at the same time as this. And then obviously I switched to the precipitation type, and here we go. We see this happening. It's classic, and we see a lot of mixing. This is common this time of year, but Ohio, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, New York trying to get some snowfall going. But really, as this cold air moves in, and by the time we're reaching about 8 p.m. on Saturday, obviously we're lowering in temperatures later on the day. We see that there is a 994 millibar low pressure center, basically a little bit onshore of Virginia, kind of over Richmond, Virginia for the most part. And we see moderate to heavy snowfall, mostly heavy, here from North Carolina and Tennessee all the way up through Virginia, Kentucky, West Virginia, Ohio, and New York here. You can tell this is a very interior snowstorm. If this storm was to move in, let's say 12 hours later, which when you're taking a look at a model run 10 days out, anything can change. This can go from this to a, full rainstorm. There can be no storm. There can be a much more major storm. Anything can happen when you're talking about this far out, and confidence is basically on the floor. But I know you guys are curious about these things that are showing up on the models. That's the whole reason I'm showing it. But this could be a coastal storm. This could be much further inland and mostly be for the Great Lakes and the Ohio Valley if it moves in a little bit quicker. So much can happen. But for now, this is what this model is showing. And eventually, this one moves up. This trough becomes kind of negatively tilted, where you can see it kind of ridges in over Maine and Canada there to the north of the trough. And this trough just moves a little bit faster there in the south. We can see some snowfall offshore of Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina, maybe even offshore of Florida. So this, like I said, this Arctic blast is going to be absolutely frigid, especially for this early in the winter. But we still see a lot of snowfall, especially up there for Canada, but also for regions of Pennsylvania and New York on this model run. But take this with a grain of salt, because like I said, this is 10 days out. This could change significantly. This could change all the way. This could go from this to nothing in the next model run. So we're going to need to track this storm signal, because if the models stick with this major Arctic blast heading in, it wouldn't be too surprising to see a storm of some sort move along it, which therefore would almost certainly mean a snowstorm. So we do have the signal there for a strong indication of a snowstorm happening. It's just the details of this will likely change significantly, and that's why it's not too important to pay attention to exactly where this is showing up. It's mostly important to pay attention to, hey, this model is showing a major trough head in alongside a major snowstorm. And those two things are an indicator of things to come potentially, and we're going to need to track that over the coming days and see if they stick with that. That's the important thing. And through the entire 10-day model run, this is the total snowfall. You can tell the lakes play a big part in this for sure. You can see the western regions of Michigan there, the upper peninsula of Michigan there, portions of the lake effect regions, or what I would call the lake effect regions of Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York. The areas right next to the lakes are seeing the most snowfall here. Plenty of 10 to 20 inch amounts there in the pinks, and plenty of those pastels, which are 20 to even 48 inch amounts, We're seeing a maximum of 38 here, which I would assume is somewhere um, near Lake Erie there for sure. So we're going to need to watch this situation closely. We could be getting very wintry in the near future. For today's confidence tab, we're at a 4 out of 6. For the snowstorm happening basically right now, my confidence is a 6. And for the confidence of that snowstorm happening 10 days from now, my confidence is probably at about a 1 or 2. That brings us to a middle ground of a 4 out of 6, taking the averages of those two. For today's comment of the day, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, by the way. I asked you guys, what are you most thankful for on this Thanksgiving? And this one was really inspiring to me. Verta Garner said, I am thankful for my family helping me battle my cancer and for our free country we live in. And I'm just so thankful you have family around you to support you through that situation. And I'm sure all of us are just hoping and praying with you through this situation. So I'm very happy to hear that you have family around you and everybody is on your side for sure. For today's Patreon highlight of the day, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel, but especially our Platinum patrons, Bill Crates, James Wade, Dovin Nagel, Larry the Pan, Mandy Birchfield, and Patrick Strickland as well. I'd also like to thank our Diamond patrons, Bill Roberts, Marcus Connolly, Noah Harley, Michael Kudalis, Catbite, Charleston, Cindy Klein, Alan Goodmaben, Bill Dallas, Gary, John Colisi, Dwight Phelan, Stephen Crenenthal, and Thomas D. Barr as well. I would also like to thank our channel members, Catbite, Stephen Fan, and Jeremy Cox also. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to smash that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe for more weather-related content. I will see you guys in the next video.